What's happening, Wisdom Warriors of Light? Back at it for another video. How y'all doing, man? Happy freaking whatever day it is. um, I just want to, I think we're just going to have a conversation today. I think this is well needed. I've been going through so many roller coaster rides, so many emotional things, so many ups and downs. I can't even tell you. Today, it's super chilly out. For me, anyway, it's like I woke up and it was about like 40, 41 degrees or something like that. And it reminded me, oh shit, here we go. We're going into winter. I'm not a huge winter fan, but it's teaching me, just like the leaves falling off the trees and how easily the trees let go of the leaves, how they're just falling all over, and then the trees go through winter, and then they grow back the leaves, and then it happens all over again. And it's like I want to kind of go into a little bit of like, what someone I was listening to, a teacher I was listening to, and how she was talking about surrendered action. And then there's a term like inspired action. And it's about like surrendering to yourself with the unknown. Because we're not going to get all the answers. And we probably never do, never will. At least I haven't been feeling like I have been. And I'm going to kind of make this video as a conversation piece, that we're like FaceTiming each other, because I feel like we have to have this conversation. I feel like it's not only for you, but it's for me. And I feel like when we're in our head and we're trying to figure everything all out, we're in the state of suffering. And then we have illness and we have challenges happening to us. And we sit here trying to understand and figure out everything, and then we try to force ourselves into action when there is no action to take at that moment. But again, there's like a kind of like a gray area, because it's like, yes, as human beings, we take action, we take steps forward, or we do things, but we've been taught to like, just, we have to go and take action. And whether you're feeling into that action or not, it's kind of a fine line with this, because, I know I'm going to kind of ruffle some feathers with some people, and, and it's kind of like a really hard, like line to walk, because it's like, you need to take some sort of action, you need to move forward. And there's situations where you're faced up against something where you have to make an immediate decision. But then it's like, when you're forced to make that immediate decision, how does it feel to you in the body? That's more or less when you question and you ask. And a lot of star seeds and light workers are being faced with this divide, or this split in the road, where they have to decide whether they're going to go left or they're going to go right, and whether they're going to create that foundation as to where they are, or they're going to go on this adventure, and I don't feel like I'm at that point yet. I feel like, for me, I'm still kind of in a holding pattern. I don't fully know exactly yet where these things that I'm doing are leading me. And that's the part of surrendered action that we have to take, because the ego wants to have a blueprint, wants to know this, that, each and every step. And we're not going to get that. There's very few people in this human experience that actually know that, and know exactly where they're going and what it exactly looks like. And but then there is a part of us, a part of humanity, like my father, who said, Don't leave that job without having something else. Don't, this, don't that. You have to plan it all out. You have to figure it all out. But there also is a point where at the same time, yes, we have a little bit of control and we can make a little bit of decisions. But then what happens when, like what has been happening to me in the dating apps, one after the other, I reach out, I connect, I send messages, I swipe, and it's like all of a sudden I could get upset, I could get angry because this person decided to end the conversation and disappear, but I can't control that, right? But then I could also go into suffering and be like, why does this keep happening to me, and question everything. And that puts us into a perpetual state of suffering, which then causes illness and disease in the body and sickness. And like we're being forced with this eclipse that is going to go, we just went in one on the 14th, which I was going to do a video about, but I didn't feel really up to it. I've been going through a lot myself, I've been going through a lot of ups and downs emotionally. I've been clearing so many emotional things. I've been going through so many emotional things. So many things have been rising to the surface from my childhood. I've been doing clearings. I've been doing detoxing. I've been doing, you name it, I've been doing it. And I can tell you right now that, I just haven't been, I've been just feeling just strange and weird, and the energies are ramping up, and then you feel like you're in this holding pattern, and then they ramp up. And we had the eclipse on the 14th. We're going to have another one on the 28th. I think it's another eclipse, if I'm not mistaken, but I know there's either a full moon or eclipse on the 28th. I'll have to check it out and follow up maybe on my Friday video or another video. And I know the eclipse goes on for like 6 months, and I know that it is a superior time to reflect, but also a lot of healing is taking place. A lot of energies are ramping up. A lot of individuals are being called to action, are being faced to where they're at this crossroad of like this split, and they have to make a decision which way they're going. There's just a lot, man, a lot of intense energies. We have the stuff going on overseas, and I send my love and prayers to each and every one of you, man. If anybody on this channel is there and going through anything of that magnitude, I send so much love and healing and my prayers, and I just really, really, truly hope that, you're all staying safe. And from my heart to yours, man, take care of yourselves, man, and each other. And, it's a time for us to start coming together and unifying and helping one another and treating each other with compassion and love and kindness. And, especially in these times, man, because you may think somebody is doing okay, but like you really don't know what they're going through inside. And it's like that old saying, like, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because somebody perceives to be like laughing and giggling and having fun and joking around doesn't mean that they're not going through suffering within. Doesn't mean that they're not going through tumultuous times, and you don't know why people react the way they react. And usually they react because they're hurting and they're hurt and they're experiencing their own pain or suffering, and they're, essentially projecting it onto you or someone else. And, so these times right now, they call for us to have so much compassion. There's a lot of things that people aren't saying how they feel. They don't know what's going on. They don't know that they may be going through an awakening. They don't know that they may be going through a dark night of the soul. They don't know that they may be going through grief or something that, some people look like they have it all together, and they don't. The grass is not always greener on the other side, man. you know? And so these times that we're in are not easy. And make no mistake about it, I will not sugarcoat anything because I'm going through it myself, and a lot of us are having to hold firm boundaries, create boundaries, walk away from relationships, romantic partners, family, friends, whatever the case may be, because they're either dimming our light or they're, not lifting us up, or they're just not serving our highest good, just like material things that you may be having to give away or get rid of that aren't serving your highest good. Right now is a time of clearing out things that don't serve you, looking at ways that are not serving you. These are all really, really vital and important things that we evaluate and we look at this moment in time, because more and more it's going to get crunchier and crunchier as we go forward. And I hate to say that, but it's just like I spoke about in the beginning of the video with the trees. If you live in a place that has 4 seasons, and the leaves are falling off the trees, just look at that from a metaphoric state. A tree is alive, just like we are. Even though it just stands there still, it's still alive. And it's going through change. Every season it goes through change. You have the leaves falling off the trees, and that's the tree actually letting go of the leaves, knowing that winter is upon us. And so look how easily look how easily the leaves fall off the tree, and they land on the ground and they pile up, and then the same process happens all over again, and that's something that we need to look at and say, you know what, that's what I need to do, let go like a tree lets go, because the more you try to grip on and hold on tight, the more suffering you're going to go into. The more you try to question every single thing down to the minute little bit, the more suffering you're going to go through, and man, I tell you right now, man, I've gone through a lot of suffering in my life, and I'm sure a lot of you watching have too, and a lot of it is our own doing. A lot of it, we're trying to figure out every single thing when we just have to surrender to the unknown. We have to surrender to our higher self, but to the unknown, more importantly, because there is a lot we don't have control over. Pretty much majority of it. I've talked about this on previous videos, but I will do a video in depth on that because, I want to just go into more detail about, if we really did have all that control, what hurt individuals would be doing compared to what they're doing already, and so that's really all I wanted to say. I've been definitely going through it. I want to just also mention, if you haven't already, please share, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, please. You're going to help this channel grow, this community grow. We're going to be able to come together, share our stories in the comments, help one another, come together, maybe meet in person at some events someday. I would love to do that. I, at some point, want to host some retreats. If there's anybody out there that has gifts that they can bring, maybe we can collaborate and come up with some and host an event together. I'm open to any possibilities, just, throwing that out there. I know I've talked about the breath work, and I'm working on some things with that. I'm still in the light language class, which I definitely want to do a follow-up video to talk more about what I've been experiencing, how it's been going for me. It definitely has not been easy, from the things that I've had to look at and the things that are arising, and my neck and shoulder spasmed over the weekend on Saturday during a certain Kundalini position that is, breath of fire. And I know that now, having gone in the Akashic records, it has a lot to do with letting go and releasing. I know that I'm releasing a lot, and I'm releasing a lot through these different, like my back, and then going to the chiropractor and them adjusting me is a release of toxins and emotions. And, you know, so we release in all different kinds of ways, you know, and I definitely see a lot of people going through adrenal burnout and, you know, adrenal blowout and stuff like that. And I really want to talk about that too on some other videos, because have gone through that, and it's not something that you want to go through if you haven't already. And, you know, it's something I want to speak on for sure. You know, a lot of empaths and people pleasers go through that. A lot of us on our spiritual path go through that. So there's a lot we're going to talk about. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that notification bell. I love you all, man. Take care of yourselves and each other. But more importantly, take care of yourselves, because right now you have to make sure you're grounding yourself a lot. The energies are intense. Stay grounded. Stay loving yourself. Hold a lot of compassion for yourself, man, because our bodies are going through a lot of change right now. I love you all again, from my heart to yours. Take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you in the next one. Until then, let's go, Wisdom Warriors Light. We got this.